Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Wednesday, the 26th day of December. It's National Candy Cane Day today, National Thank You Note Day, National Whiners Day, and Canada celebrates Boxing Day. I also have a quote here from Unknown, one of my favorites, by the way. Unknown always has good things to say. A truly rich man is one whose children run into his arms when his hands are empty. I love that. And I've got a guest for today as well, Jonathan Ignatius Green. We're going to be talking about his new movie. It is out right now. It's available now. It's called Social Animals, and it's about three people that they follow that are on social media. Looks actually pretty interesting. I've got a link to it and all the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Want a good laugh to start every day? We do, and you can too. Be sure to follow WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com on Facebook. Every morning we send out our Weird Gift of the Day. You don't even have to buy anything. You can just follow our page and laugh at the bizarre real gift items we find and share every morning. And maybe you can share them with your friends who have a good sense of humor too. We have a link to make it easy to find us at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi, here we go. The Gallery in Marna, Arizona, or Marina, Arizona. The Gallery. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
That is a golf course.
Good job. It is. It's a golf course. Golf clap for Heidi. This is a weird segment we do. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
Cable and dish companies keep jacking up their rates. Join the cable cutting revolution with ChannelSurferTV.com. Watch TV with no monthly fee. Our DVR lets you record shows and pause live TV with no monthly fee. Want to stream movies? We have a device for that too. It works with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and many other streaming platforms, so you can cut the cable and save a ton of money every month. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
And this is your brain on drugs. An elementary school teacher in New Jersey was arrested after allegedly snorting a morphine pill in front of students. Michael Palladino was arrested and charged with official misconduct, possession of morphine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Officials there say that he had 3 morphine tablets in a bag in his desk, and he used a homemade, hollow, cut, white Bic pen to snort the crushed opioid. The complaint said that there was a teacher and a student present when he ingested the drugs while sitting at his desk. He's a teacher at Eagleswood Township Elementary School, has about 300 students in pre-K through 6th grade. Unclear what grade he teaches. The school has not issued a statement on his arrest, and his employment status at the school is very unclear at this point. So, very bizarre story. I've got a link to that if you want to read all about it. It's in the show notes. Again, at johnandheidishow.com. But this is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Time now for Big Screen, Little Screen. And Heidi, I know you're going to be shocked. Bachelor alum Nikki Farrell and husband Tyler Van Loo, or however you say that, they split after 2 years of marriage. The couple no longer follow each other on Instagram. Are you shocked about this, Heidi?
No.
Okay. Just
Not at all.
make sure. I don't even know who those people are. So, moving on. Ron Farrow celebrated his 31st birthday in New York City at a party where he wore a bow tie paired with an adult onesie. Okay. This is clearly a slow news day. And Vanderpump Rules star Jax Taylor has dropped 42 pounds. Congratulations, Jax. That's awesome. Again, I have no idea who any of these people are. This is a very bizarre. Big screen, little screen. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got your scoop of the day coming up in a bit.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now, your scoop of the day brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Sweden's man-free music festival has been found guilty of discrimination. So it's a man-free music festival for ladies only, and it's been found guilty of discrimination. Okay? what did you think? Okay, I'm not exactly sure who was expecting it to not be man-free, but that's kind of the name of the festival, so I don't know. Meghan Markle visited a London nursing home and showed off her baby bump while she sang to the residents. So there you go. That's kind of cool. A North Carolina sportswear company is being accused of having their products made at Chinese internment camps where the workers are not getting paid. So that's not good. They're going, hey, whatever we can do to cut the cost, apparently. So I was wondering how we were getting such a low bid. They don't pay anybody. They're in internment camps. That's not good at all. Again, I've got a link to these stories if you want to read any of these. South Carolina man was arrested for arson after he set fire to his neighbor's Christmas ornaments. He also threatened to blow up somebody's Frosty the Snowman. So this is a guy right here who's apparently not a fan of Christmas. I'm going to click on the link. Oh, yeah, his name is the Grinch. No, it's not really. I didn't click the link. But if you do want to read about it, it's in the show notes as well. The Queen of England held her annual Christmas lunch at the Buckingham Palace last week. The entire royal family was in attendance, so everybody shows up. You know, if the Queen was putting on a shindig, I bet they probably do have a pretty good spread there. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I've never been invited, so I'm guessing it's nice, though. The TSA is estimating that 46 million people flew at Christmas time, and this is leading up to Christmas and then right now getting home from Christmas, so the whole Christmas holiday. The TSA estimated 46 million people flying over the holiday season. That's a lot of people. New York Stock Exchange on pace to have their worst December since the Great Depression, so that's not good news if you're in the stock market. Or maybe it is, because I had one guy who was explaining to me. He said, when the stock prices go down, that's when you're supposed to buy. See, I don't know. I don't do that, so I don't know how it works. But it does make sense. Buy low, sell high is what they say. So I guess that makes sense. A study by Britain's Royal Statistical Society. Let's pause for a second. How would you like to be a part of that team? What do you do for a living? I'm on Britain's Royal Statistical Society. You think that's a paid position? Not sure. But back to the story. A study by Britain's Royal Statistical Society found that 90.5% of all plastic waste does not get recycled. So that means only 8.5%, is that right? No, 9.5% of it does get recycled. So if you have plastic, my goodness, please recycle it. That is kind of sad. 90.5% of all plastic waste does not get recycled. Again, according to Britain's Royal Statistical Society. So who's going to argue with them? This has been today's Scoop of the Day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got more fun stuff on the way. Also, I got a great guest coming up, Jonathan Green. Going to be visiting with him about a new movie that he put together. It's a documentary. They've done really well at a bunch of film festivals. It's called Social Animals. And what Social Animals is all about, it's well, I guess we'll let him tell you, but it's some people on social media that they followed to make a documentary, and it sounds fascinating. We've got it coming your way. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
At FunkyMonkeyShirts.com, we want to remind you it's never too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day. And what says I love you better than awesome, matching fun t-shirts? Get something for your sweetie and for you. We have several his and hers t-shirt designs to choose from at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Let the world know how much you love one another. And wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, at least on your shirt. With a little help from FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Our special guest is Jonathan Green. We're going to talk about a new film called Social Animals. It is a documentary about growing up on Instagram. Jonathan, how are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
Very good. It's nice to chat with you. This is an interesting concept for a movie. It's a documentary, but it kind of follows certain young people kind of talking about what it's like to grow up in the limelight, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Two of the characters are definitely a little bit more in the limelight in terms of they have these massive kind of Instagram followers where hundreds of thousands of people follow them. And then one of the characters, Emma, is a little bit more the average teenager and kind of uses Instagram in that way.
So, first of all, what was the concept behind the movie? Where did this idea come from, and you know, whose idea was it?
Well, I have two business partners, and we have a marketing agency in Los Angeles, and we do a lot of content for brands like Nike and Uber, and we've done a lot of work on Instagram, meaning helping brands get on Instagram and helping them reach their audience on that platform. And along the way, we had just met a lot of interesting people, and we'd obviously thought critically for a long time on how the platform works, how people are consuming this content, what role it plays in their lives. And my business partner, Blake, was like, what if we did a movie that focused on kind of this phenomenon of this platform and how people interact with it and how it's changed people's lives.
Now, the people that you're following, the characters, as I'm reading on here, Kaylin, Humza, and Emma, these are real people, and this is their real Instagram account, or is this just for a movie?
No, it's a documentary. It's all just following their lives. I mean, each of them kind of have the platform, and why we chose each of them is because the platform and what they've done on Instagram has had some big impact in their life, either one way or another. And in all three characters' experiences, there's both good and bad. It's not like, the film is all saying, like, this is all great and perfect and nothing's wrong with it, but it's also not saying, oh, this is a bad thing and you shouldn't do it. It's hopefully a more even-handed kind of portrayal of the platform and specifically through these kids' lives, what the good, the bad, the ugly could look like.
When people watch this movie, what do you want them to walk away thinking and knowing and hopefully making a difference in their life? Yeah,
it's a great question. I mean, we had a great festival season. They had a lot of engagement with the audience, and I think a lot of people have asked that, and they've some people, they don't, they're used to a documentary especially kind of telling them they need to think this way, whether it be like an environmental documentary or, a historic documentary, like this is how you should think about this. And then I think what our goal was not so much to do that, but rather to say, hey, the world is a bit different. It's not totally different. Human beings are human beings the same way they were thousands of years ago. But this platform and this culture we live in and these tools that are in our pocket and these ways that we're communicating, they are different. They've changed the world in this way. And it's complicated. And specifically for teenagers that are kind of finding their identity and figuring out who they are in that time in their life when that happens, to have this tool that's influencing that so much, it is complicated, it is messy, and we need to be talking about it more. And so our hope with the film was not, again, to say, like, this is good or bad, but rather to say, hey, it's complicated, and by the way, you should talk to your teenager a bit more about it. And hopefully just stir rich conversation. I mean, that's the real goal of the film, is to stir a conversation between people, and not just about teenagers. I mean, I think we made a movie about teenagers to kind of shine a reflection on the way all of us use social media, because I certainly use it as if I'm a teenager sometimes in terms of what I post or needing to get those likes or all those kinds of things. And so hopefully we made something broad enough by focusing a light on teenagers in that developmental stage. We made a film that can be applicable to people of all ages.
Again, our guest today, Jonathan Ignatius Green. In addition to the film we've been talking about, Social Animals, I see you've got others out there, The Birth of the Camera Phone. You've done very well with that, and also Conscious Minds. And that is a company that you work with. We're going to throw a link online to help people find all of this stuff. So if you'd like to find Jonathan online, and I don't know, maybe even follow him on Instagram, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, sure. Why
not? We get to be social animals that way, too. Again, the movie is called Social Animals. I've got a link to it in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
Cable and dish companies keep jacking up their rates. Join the cable cutting revolution with ChannelSurferTV.com. Watch TV with no monthly fee. Our DVR lets you record shows and pause live TV with no monthly fee. Want to stream movies? We have a device for that too. It works with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and many other streaming platforms, so you can cut the cable and save a ton of money every month. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, his other career path was while in in graduate school. He's an astrophysicist. He's one of those smart people. He considered becoming a stripper to earn extra money. Can you imagine that? He visited a club, and he watched some dancers to perform to the song Great Balls of Fire. He left immediately. It became a math tutor instead. And the world says, thank you. So there you go. That is today's fun fact.
at funkymonkeyshirts.com. We want to remind you it's never too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day. And what says I love you better than awesome, matching fun t-shirts? Get something for your sweetie and for you. We have several his and hers t-shirt designs to choose from at funkymonkeyshirts.com. Let the world know how much you love one another. And wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, at least on your shirt. With a little help from funkymonkeyshirts.com. That's funkymonkeyshirts.com.
Time now for today's grandiloquent word of the day. I'm considering turning Heidi's microphone off before I even say this one, but today's grandiloquent word is Yule hole. It's not what you think. Yule hole, Y-U-L-E-H-O-L-E, Yule hole. It is the last hole to which one is able to stretch their belt at Christmas dinner or any other big dinner where you have too much, I suppose. Yule hole. Probably not going to use that word. We're not going to use that one. That's today's grandiloquent word. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Want a good laugh to start every day? We do, and you can too. Be sure to follow WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com on Facebook. Every morning we send out our Weird Gift of the Day. You don't even have to buy anything. You can just follow our page and laugh at the bizarre real gift items we find and share every morning. And maybe you can share them with your friends who have a good sense of humor too. We have a link to make it easy to find us at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for the weird news of the day, brought to you by the Weird Gift of the Day. You can find them at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. And the weird gift for today, for those of you wondering, is a pizza purse. So if you're looking for a place to keep your pizza, maybe in a pizza purse. I don't know why. Polk County deputies are looking for a thief who stuffed a foot-long sandwich down his pants and then walked out of a convenience store. This guy could have used a pizza purse. A foot-long sub stuffed in his pants. Deputies say they found him at 8:45 p.m., Sunday, November 25th. So this has been a little while back. Walked into a gas station, grabbed a foot-long sandwich, tucked it in his trousers. He did purchase a drink, and then he left without paying for the sandwich. He left on a bicycle. They say they're asking anyone who might have information about a man who was last seen riding a bicycle with a foot-long stuff down his pants. Please contact the authorities. What in the world? Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. This is definitely weird news. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. A man in Clarksville, Arkansas, has been arrested for threatening by email 3 public officials. Michael Curtis was charged with 3 felonies, including 2 counts of first-degree terroristic threats. That's not smart. 1 count of threatening a judicial officer or juror. Also not smart. It says here he allegedly threatened to execute Baxter County Sheriff John Montgomery, former Sheriff Benny Magnus, and the Baxter County District Judge. None of these are good ideas. A press release from the sheriff's office said they have emails in response to him sending these. They got all of that. They had to give him a protection order, had to give all the other people a protection order against him, rather. The release says that most of the emails were harassing in nature and incoherent. It says, however, 2 of the emails in particular did make direct and specific threats to have these 3 officials or former officials executed. He's being held in lieu of a $50,000 bond. That's a bad idea. That was what makes it today's moment of duh.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Time now for one of my favorite things we do every day. It is called Fake News or Florida. This is where I read a story and I try to trick my beautiful bride here into guessing the wrong answer. So Heidi, tell me, fake news or Florida? Bradenton police caught 2 10-year-old kids driving their parents' car to a McDonald's after they were ratted out to police by a man who was also driving a stolen car. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
No. Thank goodness this is fake news. This is Fake News or Florida. We've got good news coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Here's the headline. School installs vending machine that dispenses free books to kids who want to read. I love that. That is such a cool thing. I've got a link to the story right here. If you want to read the story, you can at johnandheidishow.com if you click on the good news section in the show notes. In a bid to get children more engaged in reading, a New York school installed a vending machine that dispenses books instead of snacks. After a year of fundraising, staffers at Arthur O. Eve School in Distinction number 61. I wonder if that's supposed to be district. Anyway, Buffalo, New York. They unveiled a machine in the corner of the library stocked with $1,000 worth of books. Students from kindergarten through fourth grade can earn free tokens for this machine with classroom rewards system. So you got to be good in class, and then you get to make a trip to the library to check out books. So you got to be good in class. You know how many books I would have? I'd have 0 books. I wasn't always the best in class. The titles range from things like Pippi Longstocking to Hidden Figures. And it says, one of the biggest issues we have in this district is literacy. If our children can read, they can survive. Buffalo School Board members say. That is a really cool thing. I love that. That is a good news. You can find a copy of this. You can find the link to this story in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I have a link to this with the video and all of that. It's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.